Well, it's that time of the year again. Award season is upon us. You know, this happens every year and it's going to render the same exact results. And I don't know why people get so upset about it. At this point, I'm pretty much over it. I've been over it. Um, the video I'm about to do right now, I actually kind of did maybe about 2 years ago on my original channel, where I was talking about how a lot of these palm colored institutions like the shutout, or I guess you could say snub, black filmmakers or black actors and things of that nature. At this point, I'm pretty much over it. But in that video, I didn't really talk about that. I really talked about how other institutions that are made for us or created by us should be supported more, and they don't get that kind of support because mainstream media doesn't give it attention, and that's really upsetting and insulting. So the 2019 Golden Globe nominations went out. Well, by the time y'all see this video, it'll be a couple days ago because I'm recording it on the day of, which was the 9th. And there were a lot of upset people, mainly black people, when a few, I guess you could say, films or actors and actresses were not nominated. One of the main ones I saw, and that was because it was trending #1, was When They See Us. As we all know, When They See Us was the limited series that was talked about the now exonerated five, or what they used to be known as the Central Park Five, on Netflix. That particular series got completely shut out. Like, it didn't get not one nomination, not for directing, not for best limited series, not actor, supporting actor, nothing. It got completely shut out, not one nomination. Another one that I saw was for the movie Us. Lupita Nyong'o in particular, they did not give her a best lead actress nomination for her portrayal in that film. Some people were upset about Zendaya not getting a nomination for that show, Euphoria, that comes on HBO. And there was a few others that people were upset. I think I only saw 3 black nominees, if I'm not mistaken. That was Eddie Murphy for Dolomite Is My Name. Beyonce got a best original song one for her song in The Lion King. And that damn Cynthia Erivo got a nomination for Harriet. Now you know that's crazy. They gave her a nomination. It was for a slave film that was horribly and inaccurately told. But I'm not surprised by that. All they saw was it was a slave film, and that was all they needed, accurate or not. But people have to understand that for this award show, they're chosen by something which is called the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, the HFPA. The key word there is foreign. There's a lot of films out there that would be considered good by us, by the masses, that would not be considered good by them. A lot of times they don't nominate anything in the action category or the horror category, which us would fall into. Or they don't like to see films if it depicts, I guess you can say, maybe black people overcoming something. That could be where When They See Us falls into that category. But they'll nominate a stereotype or a narrative like Harriet, which was, like I said, completely and horrifically, inaccurately told piece of garbage. As you know, I did a live stream going in on that entire film. What was it, last month, I believe. But year after year, something I notice, and is a growing pattern, is that you'll have a lot of black people get up in arms and upset about those nominations when they see something that does not get nominated, that, you know, from people that looks like them. And I understand. I'm not even gonna lie. I was initially shocked that When They See Us did not get at least one nomination, especially not for the actor Jerome Jerome, who played Corey Wise, because he definitely killed that role. So that one did kind of shock me, but you know what? I didn't whine or complain about it either. Because also, I think they said the Critics' Choice nominations came out, and they said that When They See Us actually racked up in nominations for that. Now that one's that's decided by, well, the name is in the title, the Critics' Choice. That's basically who does it. And like I said, I'm not shocked that a lot of those films that you feel should be up there were not there. But I'm not going to sit online and complain and get blisters on my fingers or bruises and let my fingers bleed all over social media because it didn't happen. How long has the Golden Globes been around, and how long have we been talking about this? We talking about this every year. It's crazy because that chick who came up with that so-called Oscar So White, what happened like a couple years later when they got some kind of nomination or some kind of a win? They pandered, and now she hopped back on the bandwagon. I said, oh, that was very short-lived. I said, y'all don't know when they're pandering to you. And that's exactly what it was. They said, oh, we'll know how to get them back. We'll just throw some nominations in there and we'll give them a win. Then they'll come back for more. The thing is, there are other institutions that honor black talent or black actors, black actresses, black filmmakers, and all types of stuff, like the Image Awards. Now, granted, it has that title NAACP in there, and I know a lot of black people do not like that organization. However, they do acknowledge black achievements. And that show does not get the amount of support that it should. I remember when that show used to air on Fox back in the day because it had a huge audience, but now they got regulated to TV One. Not saying that's such a bad thing. What I guess because you could say TV One, I guess, is a quote unquote black owned, and I put that in huge air quotes, network. Now what'll be interesting is if they let Tyler Perry Studios host it this year, like he did with the Miss Universe pageant. I think that would be a nice touch because that is owned by a black man. But instead of whining and complaining about what the Golden Globes has done and what they will always do and will continue to do, you have other institutions that will honor what your achievements are. Hell, just making a good film is an honor in itself because do you know how many filmmakers don't make it? How many filmmakers or actors don't even get past the independent level to get mainstream? To get to that point is an honor in and of itself. For some people to see your work, I know it's not as fancy as getting a golden statue, such as a Golden Globe or an Oscar, which they consider to be like the grandiose of acting, which in a way is not, because I've seen some horrible people win those, but that's neither here nor there. I think the only award show that is considered mainstream that I would actually like look at is the SAG Awards, which is the Screen Actors Guild. The reason I say that is because those awards are selected by the actors, although those could be playing favoritism as well, because some of them will nominate or choose their friends over a good performance. But the ones I have seen in the past, the people who have won actually did deserve to win. But when it comes to stuff like the Golden Globes and the Oscars and everything like that, you already know how they get down when you look at their committee and what their makeup is. This is of no surprise and or shock. And they always like to come every year and say, we have now created a more diverse board of members on the Academy to help with the voting process. And then it looks like they'll probably just add one black person in there or two black people in there every year. And then they'll probably take one out and add one in. They can miss me with that. Sorry about that. I had to go answer my door. But anyway, yeah, don't worry about what it is that they got going on. Like I said, we know how these institutions are and how they've always been. When they do decide to nominate somebody who is black or something, there's usually always some kind of stereotype that's attached to it. All you got to do is go back and look at all the black people who have won awards over the years and look at the role they portrayed, and there's your answer. Hell, even look down at the nominees that have been nominated. I think only one time where I didn't have a problem with somebody winning, and that was probably Jamie Foxx and Ray. I think that was probably the only one that I can think of. And ironically, when it comes to the women, the first time a black woman wins for lead actress, she's playing a hoe in the movie after this man just killed your husband. Y'all know exactly what movie I'm talking about and exactly what actress won. I don't have to name names. But yeah, don't get get your panties in a bunch over this. This means nothing. Just keep that in your mind. It means absolutely nothing. But see, this also goes into that thing where a lot of our people want to be included in everything, or that art of inclusion. Oh, they'll include you all right, but with limits. They'll say, oh, you can come to the party, but you're not leaving with a party favor. If that makes sense. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.